What's going on, everybody? It's Yaracel, the Multipreneur. We are live everywhere, I think, now. You know, I can't see a thing without my readers. We are live, I believe, right now on Instagram. There we go. We're live on Facebook, and we are live on YouTube. It is a Money Monday. And we are getting ready to get started. Y'all know what time it is. It's 1 o'clock on the dot. And that's when we get going. Uh-oh, I didn't change the title. Y'all, this is real life. It's a Money Monday. We are in the Mindset series, you guys. We are in the Mindset series. So if this is your first time watching Monday, every Monday we go live at 1 o'clock. We talk about money, but we like to talk about money God's way. I started Money Mondays as a tool, an extension to those people who have my journal From Red to Black weekly financial journal. If you haven't received your journal yet, you can get that journal at IamTheMultipreneur.com. So we're kind of new to Money Mondays on Instagram, only because all of my friends on Instagram were like, Yaracel, you're always going live on Facebook and YouTube, and we're Instagrammers. That's what we do. It's the only platform that we're on. I don't know why my light isn't on. And so I said, okay, we can make it happen. We can make some changes so that the people on Instagram can also catch Money Monday live at 1 o'clock. All right. There we go. Oh, it's like when you don't have that light on, it's a game changer. All right. So I'm excited about this new series, you guys, because every time we talk about money, we just finished, if you missed the last few weeks, we talked about 5 money tips if you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and your 50s. And so what happens is I get people and they always come back, or let's say they'll go and they'll make an appointment. They'll say, Yaracel, I want to make an appointment. I want to talk to you about retirement or whatever the case is. They make an appointment and they make the appointment. And when they make the appointment, they can't get past some of the tales, the money mindset tales that they tell themselves. So it's really difficult for us to move forward with a plan because they're not ready. So what I decided to do is I said, you know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about, for the next few weeks, we're going to talk about the mindset, and we're going to talk about the money mindset. And one of the things that I want you guys to understand clearly about having the right type of money mindset is Jesus. Jesus talked about money more than he talked about the kingdom. There are over 2,000 scriptures in the Bible about money. All of your financial principles can be found in the Bible. All of the principles can be found in the Bible. So I want you guys to know that no matter what it is that you're going through, whether you have a whole lot of money, a little bit of money, whether you're trying to make some changes as it pertains to career, business, whatever the case is, all of those ideas, principles, tips, and tricks that you hear from all of the financial gurus, it can all be already found in God's word. So you don't have to go too far. But I do want to tell you guys that it's not easy. And it's going to take some practice. So I want you guys, as we dive into this series, I want you guys to come in with a mindset of, I'm going to be open. I am going to be open, and I'm going to be open with learning something that I haven't learned before. I'm going to be open with trying something new. All right. So how do we start Money Monday off? How do we start it, y'all? For those of you who have already been here, we start Money Monday off the same way every time. We started off with scripture. And so what we're going to start off with, and so here, typically what I would normally do, for those of you who are on Facebook, you already know this. And those of you who watch from YouTube, you already know this. But we normally would I would share the screen and you guys would see it. But I hope you guys got your journals, because this is different. This is going to be different. This is going to be a little bit more like, y'all having a conversation with your girl. But we are going to always start it off with scripture. But today I have more scripture. So get your notebooks out. And for those of you who are new, everybody else who watches Money Monday, they already have a notebook. They already have their notebook out. And many of them use their journal to record when we're talking about Money Monday. All right. So we're going to start off with Proverbs 23:7, y'all. And Proverbs 23:7 tells us, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee." That's the King James Version. That's for my theatrical people. You know what I'm saying? But let's say, you break it down to me in the layman's terms, Yarcel, because I'm not like the theatrical people. You understand what I'm saying? I want you to break it down to me in the layman's terms. And I got you. So in the layman's terms, and let me just... basically, so as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And so you know how you see memes all the time, and the memes are always saying things like, or these people, they're clever, and they come up with all of these clever things, and they're like, oh, you gonna see what you believe. Some of y'all don't have it because you don't have it because you don't think it. And you can manifest it in your life. Speak these affirmations, and you're going to start to see these things. Those of you who are on Facebook, y'all know when I look up, I'm looking at the IG people. And so, I speak those affirmations, and then you're going to see it. Those are the kind of things that you hear all the time. It's from God's word. It's basic biblical principle. So let's go ahead and let's talk about a couple things. First and foremost, let me also tell you something else that I hear. I hear people who always say, money ain't everything. And I also hear people say, money is the root of all evil. Well, I'm here to let you know today that's not in the Bible. It's not. The Bible tells us that the love of money is the root of all evil. So you'll have these people who will do anything for money. They'll steal for it. They'll kill for it. They'll go out and have sex for it. There are so many people who will do anything for money. That's what the word is talking about. But the Bible also tells us that money answereth all things. And think about how your life would be if you have more money. You may be a person who likes to give. And so let's say there's a charitable event that's on that gets posted on your social media, and you want to be able to give to it, but you can't right now. You don't like that. Some of you want to be able to go and serve on mission trips, but you just don't have the money to sustain the family while you're away for a month. You just don't have it like that. Some of you want to be able to pay for your kids to go to college, and you don't want them to have the student loan debt that you have, right? So guess what? What happens with that? You don't have the money, so you don't like that. Some of you want to move from the place that you live at right now. Like you want to be in a different home, and you can't right now because you don't have the money. Let me just tell you something. Don't get it twisted. Some of you have an amazing idea in your head, like a nonprofit idea that's going to help so many people. I heard a guy say the other day that he wanted to have it wasn't. It was my sister and I said, we were talking about the homeless people and how it would be just nice for them to be able to take a shower. And she was saying, yeah. And we were talking about like a mobile bathroom that they would be able to, take a shower in. So many people have ideas like that. And if you had the money, you would do those things in a heartbeat. And so don't say that money isn't everything, because money answereth all things. And It's not about the money itself. It's about what you can do with that money. You might want to write that down. It's all about what you can do with that money. The other thing too, if you missed the video that we did on saving, you have to go back and watch that. It's on YouTube. But when we talked about saving, I talked to a lady and she was telling me, I just can't, seem to save. Like when at the end of the year, now look at my savings account, I just I can't save any money. I can't save any money. And so I said, okay. And she has a regular job and she also she makes candles and she sells candles. And then she also makes the oil burners. So basically the essence that's in the candle, she also sells the oil essence. You could put it in your burner and put a little tea light under it and it smells good as well. Both of those things, it's her side hustle. So I told her, what if and her candles are $25 a candle. They're big, but they're $25. And I said, what if you took some of your time that you do watching TV? Okay. And what if you committed to the time that you watch TV, selling like 2 candles a day? 2 candles a day, right? So I said, what if you sold 2 candles a day? And you took the money from one of those candles and you just put it aside? What if you just focused on that? Like you take your hour and you do what we call a power hour, where you work your business, right? And she says, I put more than an hour into my business. I said, but what if you just had a power hour where you just focused on selling 2 candles a day? Do you think you could do that? She said, yes. And I said, what if you didn't spend that money? Because what if you made adjustments in other places and you didn't spend that money? I said, do you think you can do that? She said, yeah, I do. I think I can do that. And I said, how about you understand this fact? If you were to save $10,000 for the year, actually $10,001 for the year, that's $27.40 a day. Now I know what some of y'all are doing right now. You are busting out your calculator. You're like, I want to see if yard sale is correct. And I am. $27.40 would have $10,000 in savings. It's just all about how you talk to yourself. It's all about the mindset. And it's really important that you guys understand that you are the person that is controlling all of the actions. You, the man in the mirror, the woman in the mirror, it's you, okay? So I want you to understand that when we get into this series, we are going to be checking ourselves, because we are usually the ones that are wrecking ourselves. Something else I want to talk to you guys about is that there are so many people who are, how some people are really, really mean. Well, some of you don't need anybody else to be mean to you because you're so mean to yourself. And I want you to change how you speak to yourself. And we're going to talk about a little bit about that here in just a second. But I want to give you guys really quickly 4 quick keys to some success, right? So the first thing is I want you to work while everybody else is sleeping. Colossians 3:23-24. I don't even have it up. It's up on there, but I think you guys can see the scripture, but I don't have it up. Why? Because I'm behind today, to be honest. All right. I'm going to read it to you only because of my Instagram crew. They can't see the screen. But all right, here we go. Now, I'm going to read this to you guys in the Message version. Okay? And I'm going to actually read 22-25 for you, okay? In the Message version. Servants, do what you're told by your earthly masters, and don't just do the minimum that will get you by. And for those of you who like to play on words, it's just the people that you work for. You know what I mean? It's not like what how some people will try to twist it. So I just want to let you know, don't try to come for me. Do your best. Work from the heart for your real master, for God. I say all the time, God is my real boss. Confident that you'll get paid in full when you come into your inheritance. Keep in mind always that the ultimate master you're serving is Christ. The sullen servant who does shoddy work will be held responsible. Being a follower of Jesus doesn't cover up bad work. And so what I want you to do is don't think that you can just get by because you without working. And I know a lot of people are into this whole thing. Yes, I do believe that you work smarter, not harder. That's not what this is talking about. This is talking about the fact that if you want to see some changes, some action, you want to see some results, you have to put in the work. And there are a lot of people who are physically sleeping and mentally sleeping. And those people who are physically sleeping and mentally sleeping, they're not going to get ahead. So what I want you to understand and know is that you have to put in the work. You have to do something. It doesn't just come just because you have skills or you're all that or whatever the case is. I actually heard this weekend, one of the pastors at my church, they were doing like a panel. They were talking about parenting. And they said, I love this. God doesn't have grandchildren. And so there are so many people who really believe that they're going to be okay and everything they're gonna have solely because of the prayers of their parents and the prayers of their grandparents. And that is going to definitely cover you and get you to a certain point. But you want to go to the next level, you got to put in some work yourself. Just saying. The next thing that I want you to know is I want you to learn while they party. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is it's time for you to develop some type of skill to help yourself. Maybe you need to get an extra certificate. Maybe you need to pick up a book and learn how to do something new. Maybe you need to pick up a book and learn how to do a new marketing technique for the business that you already have. Maybe you are so gifted at what it is that you're doing and you don't have marketing down pat. So it's time for you to learn, to upgrade, to evolve, to figure out what it is, what can I do to take what I feel like many of you already have $1 million ideas. But what can I do to take that $1 million idea to the next level? The next thing I want you to do is save while they spend. Now, I'm not saying that you don't treat yourself. You do. You treat yourself. You treat yourself to nice things. It's okay. And I do believe in the concept of like buying your time. So like, for example, I'm going to be spending some time today with my boys. And so that I don't have to cook, I went and bought the meat to go with the sides that we have in the house already prepared. It's things like that you can do when you have, some money set aside for it. But save. I do a whole thing on saving. We're not going to get into that today, but you need to be in a position to where if an emergency comes up or if you're in a bad situation that you can get yourself out of it. Ask me how I know. How do I know? Because I have been in countless situations where I did not have savings. I have been in countless situations to where I could not help my own self out of certain situations. So you want to be able to have some money set aside. You need an emergency fund. If the majority of people right now, statistically, do not have $400 in the bank, and that if their car broke down right now, there is nothing that they could do about it. And there are some people right now who are really in a position to where if a big emergency came up or if they missed the next 2 paychecks, they are really, really in trouble. So it's really important that you save while everybody else is spending. It doesn't mean that you neglect yourself from having things that you want to have. You just prepare for it. You see what I'm saying? It's the difference. And then I want you to live like they dream. There are so many people. Let me tell you, you guys got to read Proverbs 14. Y'all got to go read Proverbs 14. Y'all, do you know what I mean when I say lip service? There are so many people that they serve lip service. Everything is a talk. They're talking about what they're doing and all that kind of stuff. And so it's just lip service. They're really not doing anything, but they talk about it. They talk the good game. You understand what I'm saying? But you want to be able to live it. You want to be able to take your children and give them those experiences that you want them to have. You want to be able to go out and enjoy yourself and have a vacation without it putting a strain on the budget. All of those kinds of things you deserve to have, right? All right. So let's talk about a couple of things that I want you to do. Now, let me explain something to you. When my workshop that's coming up. So everybody who buys a ticket to the workshop, I send them a budget in advance, a worksheet budget, so an Excel budget. And with that Excel budget, what they have to do is I explain to them, it's time to redo your budget. And what you're going to do is you're going to do your budget for the life that you want. Okay? So let's say in this budget, you, of course, you put all the regular expenses, the mortgage, the rent, utilities, car insurance, all of that stuff. All of those things are already in the budget. But let's say you want to add in there that you want to be able to retire at a decent age, or let's say you need to put aside money for that. Some people feel like I can't put aside any money right now. I don't have any money for retirement. I can't save. Maybe you want to be able to treat yourself every other month to a massage. Put that in the budget, right? So I tell them, create the type of budget. Are we losing power? Create the type of budget that this is, you know what? I can tell this is a good message because this is unbelievable that this phone is about to die. But hold on. I'm not going to let this phone die. Guys, you see how crazy that is? Hold on now. We getting ready to be in business in T-minus 2 seconds. Unbelievable. So I tell them, create. Hold on now. We're not going down like that. There we go. Y'all, that's crazy. That's never happened before. Okay. Create the type of budget for the life that you want. Okay. So, and so I explained that when they say, okay, I created this budget, man, I'm looking at the expenses that I really probably need to be paying. And then I'm looking at the money that I'm bringing in, and something has to change. Something has to change because I know that this is the life that I want. And sometimes it's not even that they want like crazy things. They just want to be able to do some normal things for their life, right? What are you going to do? Hey, Elizabeth, I see you, your comment up there on Facebook. All right. So what are you going to do? Well, I'm so glad that you asked me. The first thing that you're going to do is you are going to make sure that I'm going to give you some habits of people who are making changes. Well, guess what they do? They get up early. You have the same 24 hours that all of the greats had. We all have the same amount of time. You need to look at, y'all, my little dollar reader's all twisted. You need to look at how you're spending your time. That may mean you have to make some adjustments in your schedule. But what I found, especially as I study millionaires, they get up early. They get up early. And when you get up early, you train yourself. You be doing some productive things, whether you're getting up early to take care of your body, whether you're getting up early to pray, whether you're getting up early to work, whatever the case is, they're getting up early. The second thing, they have multiple streams of income, you guys. Multiple streams of income. This is huge. Y'all know how I feel about multiple streams of income. I am the multipreneur, and I definitely believe in multiple streams of income. Let me change my notes. I know for a fact That's why I believe in Ecclesiastes 11:2 and 3. I believe that multiple streams of income protect you from, not only do they put you in a position to where you can have the money that you need to have, but it protects you from if something happens. You've got to learn how to diversify your income the same way we diversify our portfolios. You got to hang around some high achievers, y'all. Proverbs 14:7. There are so much scripture in the word about hanging around fools and being in the company of fools. And we always say that, science and these psychologists, they do countless studies on, how who you're hanging around, you become like these people. It is study after study after study done on this. And so I want to tell you that you have to be careful about who it is that you're spending your time with. And here's the thing. Some people are spending their time around people who just give lip service. You need to be careful about that too. You can always tell what's happening in people's lives by the fruit. By the fruit. Set some daily goals. And I know for some people it sounds so corny and cliche-ish, but a lot of people, you're not going anywhere because you just have no vision, and you don't have a vision. And I know that that's a tough thing for you to maybe accept about yourself. You just get up and you just go with it. There's no vision. I want you to start reading. And I'm going to be giving you guys some books to read, not today, but read. You will be surprised how your life will change when you do that type of personal development for yourself. Read. And last thing I want you to do is I want you to take care of your body. And when I talk about take care of your body, I'm not just talking about taking care of yourself mentally, but I'm also talking about taking care of yourself physically. Some of you just gotta change the way you're eating. You're eating terrible. Some of you, you're not doing any activity. You live a lifestyle with hardly any motion, and so it is reflective. All of these things are reflective in your whole entire life. It all goes together. Everything goes together. Don't sit up there and think for one moment that it all doesn't go together. And some of you have to watch too the things that you're putting inside your body. It's not that you're not eating, and it's not that you're not, eating well, but the drugs, the alcohol, and I'm not saying that you can't drink. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you want to be careful and be mindful of what it is that you're putting on the inside of your body. Okay? So you're like, okay, well, what do I do with all these things? What do I do with all of these things that you're saying? So here's what I know about us. People have been programmed because we are products of our environment. We are products of our experiences. People have been programmed to believe certain things about themselves. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I want you to do. And these are things that I want you to just think about. It's just play it over, play this again, maybe think about some of the things that something may hit later on that didn't hit today. But before you pray about something, okay, before you pray about something, guess what you have to do? You have to believe. And I think that a lot of people, go pray about it. But if you don't believe that this thing is going to happen for you, it's not going to happen even if you're praying. So the Bible even tells us that we have to believe and we receive. That's how it goes. Like you can't skip. You can't skip to that part. You believe it and you receive it. And so I want you, before you pray, I want you to believe. Okay? Before you speak, I want you to listen. So before you talk about it, I want you to listen. Sometimes that may mean that you listen to somebody else. And most times and always, you listen to what the Holy Spirit is telling you. Some people are not doing well in their business because it's just not the business that God has told you to do. I tell people all the time, I don't believe in the whole my why concept. I don't believe in that. I do believe that you start with why. I'm saying shout out to Simon Sinek because I did love that book. But I do believe that God's will trumps anything that we want. And I feel like he will line up the gifts that he has given you with his will for your life. And you can totally see an amazing change in your life. Before you spend, earn. It sounds so simple and duh, but a lot of times we are so quick to swipe our credit cards because we know that we'll just pay it back later. Or sometimes we'll just go and we will commit ourselves to things and we really haven't earned the money for it. So I want you to, before you spend the money, I want you to earn. Before you write, I want you to think. I want you to think before you make certain decisions, before you write a check. What they say, that your blank can't cash? Before you think about what it is that you're going to do, I want you to think. Before you quit, I want you to try. Because there are some people, you're listening to this and you're like, I still don't think I can do it. I still don't think I can do it. Before you quit, I want you to try. Rock with me, because we got some good stuff coming up the next couple of weeks, and it's all about this thing. And before you die, because you're gonna die, you do know that, right? You need to live. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. I don't care if you are in the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 20s, or the 30s. And I don't care if you're watching this and you're a teenager. You don't know when your time is coming. And you can live today. And I mean this with everything in me. I want to tell you guys a story before we close for the day. There is a gentleman, and he did this study, on people with all these different incomes and how they were retiring and everything like that. And it's as simple as this. There are people who are millionaires who they only made $20,000 a year. Some made 14, some made 50, some made 250. It's about what you do with your money. I cannot stress to you enough the power of compound interest. I can't stress to you enough the power of compound interest. Let me just tell you guys, compound interest it is what takes those investors. It is what takes people's lives to a whole nother level because of the time that they put into planning. And so it doesn't matter if you only make $25,000 a year. It's about what you do with the money. So don't think that you can't do it because you don't have enough money. Don't think that you can't do it because you haven't learned it. Don't think that you can't do it because of systemic racism. You have to change the way that you talk because of systemic racism. Because I hear people tell me that all the time. It's not meant for Black people to have money, or the banks is set up against us and all that kind of stuff. And I tell people all the time, I believe in systemic racism, for example. But because of it, and because I know it exists, I have to create wealth for my children. I have to do it because of it. You understand what I'm saying? Got to change the way that you talk. And then I'm going to end with this. The last thing I want to end with is that, and this is something I tell people in the workshop. You got to change but with the word and. I want to do this, but I don't have enough money. And then it ends. When you add that, when you say it that way, you close the door before you have an opportunity to walk through it. I want to do this and I don't have enough money. Now what's next? You see the difference? Take the but out of the vocabulary, change it to and you are going to start to see some changes. So I want you to spend some time reprogramming so that when I deliver to you what we talk about next week, you're going to be ready to receive. Now, we are definitely a little bit longer than normal. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching me. It is my sincere prayer that over the next few weeks that you will have a transformation of your mind so that you can begin to make some of the changes in your life so that you will see the results that you have. I don't care what happened before. And I'm talking as in yesterday. It is totally in the past, and the past is behind us. It is a new day, and I want you to look forward. I'm excited to share with you everything that I have to share with you, you guys. And I'm so grateful that God put this fire in my bones for it. And I will see you again next Monday at 1 o'clock. Have an amazing Labor Day. And thank you guys for watching.